Tonight on Business Live, African-focused telecom communication Telecel to re-engage government over initial refusal to grant Vodafone takeover. Ahead, we will engage a telecom analyst. Also, GRA presses upon religious leaders to use their platform to encourage members to honor their tax obligations. I am Beverly Broom. Please stay for details. Hello and welcome. Now to our first story. African-focused telecom communications company Telecel has indicated that it will re-engage the government over their takeover bid for Vodafone Ghana operations. Now, this was after the National Communications Authority refused to approve their bid. There is more in the following report.
The National Communication Authority, in a statement, noted that it refused to approve the transfer due to some regulatory issues. Joy Business is learning that the bid was also not approved because there were issues about whether Telecel has the financial muscle to undertake the transactions. Concerns were also raised about the technical capacity of the African-focused telecom operator Telecel. Joy Business is also learning that the deal was not approved because Vodafone Ghana is yet to finalize payment of some regulatory fines to the National Communications Authority. But Telecel, in a statement, maintained that it remains committed to re-engaging authorities after putting together the necessary clarifications on the concerns raised. Telecel, however, in a statement, maintained that together with Vodafone Ghana, they have been engaging government authorities, including the Ministry of Communications, Bank of Ghana, and the National Communications Authority to finalize the regulatory requirement for transactions to be approved. Telecel also added that the deal will be fully financed by the group and its partners, whilst the takeover does not include Vodafone Towers. The firm also disclosed that it plans investing some $500 million in Vodafone in its first 3 years of operations to expand operations across the country. Telecel added that they are looking forward to engage the staff and customers who are important to the business.
Now joining us via Zoom with more on this development is telecom analyst Fuad Chalabi. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Hi, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you. What do you make of this deal that is Vodafone's takeover?
I always, I had a previous interview as well, and I was mentioning is that, like for me, first I support the NCA in a sense is that, like, with no disrespect to Telecel, but definitely when somebody is taking over Vodafone, which is like everybody knows as a group, is like one in the #1 list in the world when it comes to the operation that they are running, and then the number of subscribers and the business they are doing. So if the news was like Vodafone buying Telecel, we understand and we would have applauded for that. But my question is that, like, first, why Vodafone is selling, and the second thing is why Airtel Tigo they have left. And then now having Telecel, is that like even Telecel in the 90s, they were a powerhouse, but like Telecel now, even if any person will go and Google and see where they operate and the number of subscribers they have, they will have a question mark about like how this is happening. But definitely as well, now technology is not about mobile operator. It has involved so many other things. And Telecel Group, they are involved in more than mobile operator, as we know it. Just to shade some view about even MTN now, they changed from being telecom operator to technology operator. So there is more than having. But the worries is always have been for the subscriber, and that what the subscriber of Vodafone as a company will be expecting. So this is the big question mark, is that are we selling to a better company? Are we selling to a somebody who has operating in so many countries and have a number of subscribers that can sustain? So this is the big question when it comes to subscriber.
But do you think subscribers should be worried about this development?
I think in terms being worried, this is what the NCA role and the government to ensure is that this operation is happening by securing, because at the end of the day, this is the investment that subscribers they have made in such operator. Because as we remember, in Ghana, this is not the first time that such a transaction take place.
Yeah.
We have seen Space Phone Ariba, MTN. We have seen a lot of Mobitel, Tigo. We have seen, and every time subscriber, they think that the one it's coming, it is gonna be better, and then every time there is some disappointment. But the latest, if you want to compare, is that what Glow as a company has done before starting operation. So we would remember that when it comes to marketing and advertising, Glow all over Ghana, and then people expect when Glow will start operation, they will take over, and then everything will be really perfect. And we see the impact the Glow they have done. And this is a company that is doing work in Nigeria, which is just next door, and has been successful, and they were competing with the like of MTN. So this is why the size, or maybe the name of Telecel, is not that familiar these days in the industry.
But let's come to the issues raised by the National Communications Authority on refusing to approve the deal. Is it justified?
I think is that at first, really I applaud that, because normally you don't see a lot of this in the market, is that the authority is refusing a deal. But at the same time, what is the position of Vodafone? When I heard the news, I was wondering why Vodafone is selling before why Telecel is buying. I don't know to which extent Vodafone, the national security, are able to stop Vodafone from completing the deal, because there is some kind of desperation, I want to leave, is that just let me go. So and we don't forget, 2 years ago, Airtel Tigo, they did a similar move. We don't want. Is it the impact of MTN in the market? Is that they are not able to make money? Is it they see that there is not worth our investment, even if we want to invest more, we will not get the yield that we are expecting? So these are in terms of a business. But at the same time, we should see what is the intention of Telecel. How come now Telecel are seeing something nobody have seen in the market?
But does Telecel have what it takes to play in the Ghanaian market?
I don't think anybody with no. I'm not trying to downgrade Telecel. The dominance of MTN in the market. This is what made when we are talking about 5 biggest company, we have 2 of them in the market here in Ghana. We have Vodafone, we have MTN. If anybody would have made a difference, it would have been Vodafone. Unfortunately, they didn't when they came, either because they didn't do the right investment, either they didn't do the right investment at the right time. Sometimes the success of one company is because of the incompetence of the others. And sometimes we give a lot of credit for MTN. It is not just that, because they didn't compete at the right time with the right level of investment. This is what happened in the market.
All right, Mr. Faud Shalabi is a telecom analyst. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Let's take a look at some other stories now. The Ghana Revenue Authority is pressing upon religious leaders to use their platform to encourage members to honor their tax obligation to the state. This move will boost the country's tax revenue and consequently help the government to embark on infrastructural and social projects. Now, speaking at the final validation workshop and launch of Ghana Revenue Authority engagements with religious leaders, Assistant Commissioner at the Office of the Commissioner General, Dominic Nab, charged religious leaders to serve as ambassadors for tax education at their respective organizations.
Program by GIZ is expected to get communities of faith to strengthen their members' self-perception as responsible citizens, thus motivating them to become more tax compliant. Speaking on behalf of the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Assistant Commissioner at the Office of the Commissioner General, Dominic Nab, reminded religious leaders of government's quest to execute critical projects through taxes and other sources of revenue.
It also clearly addresses the general principle and the responsibility of Christians to contribute to support good governance. 1 Peter 2:13, 2-17. Ladies and gentlemen, taxation is undoubtedly the bedrock of every society. Citizens are obliged by law to pay taxes as part of their civic responsibility. These taxes go a long way to support government development agenda in the area of financing, recurrent expenditure of government, such as payment of personal emoluments of public and civil sector employees, financing capital expenditure including roads, bridges, schools, hospitals.
Program Manager, Governance for Inclusive Development, GOVID, of GIZ Ghana, Raphael Freking, disclosed that the role played by religious leaders in tax collection cannot be overemphasized.
The role of religious actors came out very strongly in that baseline study. We found that the trust many citizens place in them makes them interesting stakeholders to increase tax compliance in emphasizing linkages between tax payments, accountability, and also good governance. Also, our partners such as GIA recognize the faith-based organizations as intermediaries to reach out to taxpayers and improve their communication with taxpayers.
The GIZ is hoping to roll out this program in other regions of the country in order to increase the tax to GDP ratio.
head to the Ashanti region, where small business operators in Zongo communities are being exposed to opportunities in using social media platforms to increase productivity and lower cost. Now, the growth of businesses in the sector has been hindered by their low presence in the digital media space. Beneficiary businesses of the training sessions are upbeat about prospects on their operations. Here's a report.
Strong digital presence is critical for the success and survival of businesses. To grow her fashion business, Fatih Mohammed has engaged in paid advertisements on social media. Though expensive, it has grown her social media presence. Yet, she records low patronage.
Yeah, it's really expensive. You know, I know people who collect maybe 100 cedis to do advert for you for a week, and they will do it for 3 times. And when you like 3 times, imagine paying 100 cedis for a person to do it like 3 times, and you only get 3 customers who don't even like the profit you get doesn't even amount to 100 cedis. You know, it's like you are doing cost 90 work. You know, a person can get 1,000 views and market for you, and you even get 1 customer out of it.
Her inability to design a professional social media profile page has limited the trust of potential customers. But attending technology seminars has taught her to design a professional business profile.
Using TikTok is hard to get followers. You know, people will view your stuff, they won't even like follow you. And Instagram too, you know, getting followers too is hard. But when you own a business profile, like, you know, gradually you get followers.
Business owners of the Ashanti Zongo Youth Union have been undergoing digital marketing training sessions by Open Labs Ghana, formerly NIIT. It is to help the businesses to render services efficiently. Abdul Basit is coordinator for awards for training and higher education at Open Labs Ghana.
Previously, when you observe, you can see that majority of business owners are into traditional business. When I say traditional businesses, it means they are doing things manually. And people expect to open any container in front of their houses and expect people to patronize. But when you look at the world as large, things are moving from manual or traditional to more into technology. And as Open Labs being one of the IT institutions, we take it as our community service to provide such service to the people in our community so that they'll be able to use this technology to establish and then enhance their businesses.
Open Labs Ghana has embarked on similar community outreaches with financial institutions. So far, the number of small businesses adopting mobile technologies has been successful.
Some people were not aware how they can use their phone and then the technology that is on their phone for their businesses. We introducing them to some of these technologies, they now understand that they can make good use of their phones to establish a more strong business and enhance customer base for their businesses.
And that's your show for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. For more business stories, you can log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Have a good evening and enjoy the rest of our programs.